Previously on Project Poker.
Fairly decent spot to go for the 2/3 pot bet. Maybe I could even go half pot, but anyway, he goes into the tank for like 30 seconds before folding. Anyway, we're gonna walk around here and see Wagwan. We're gonna see Wagwan.
I prefer really not to speak.
What's happening, guys? That is win there. We're gonna head towards the win tonight. We're gonna warm up with another game of 1-3. Hopefully we can book another win at the win, yes. And so I'll see you at the table. We pick up ace-10 off on the button. There are two limps before us, and I raise to 25. And now the big blind. Min clicks 250. Oh no, guys. The action is back on us, but the price is just too good to fold. So we go heads up in position over 150 big blinds deep to 7-4 ace-2 diamonds. Pretty good. He checks to us, and I'm happy to bet small or just check this one back. I decide our kicker isn't the best, and he could have us dominated and in horrible shape. So for a bit of pot control, I just check it back. And the turn, if you could pick any card in the deck, it would be the 10 of clubs. And now he donks into us for under third pot. Time to raise this one up. I go to 90.
I'm all in. All in?
Anyway, it doesn't really matter anymore because his snap goes all in, and I just have a terrible feeling that he has aces, which you so often see min clicking like this pre-flop. Here's our hand, just too strong to fold though. What would you do?
Let's party.
Maybe a bit of a pointless question. Maybe there are some people who fold this, but I end up calling. The river is the 2 of clubs, and he quickly announces flush. Fuck.
Don't listen to this maniac. Let's think this thing through.
Finish him! Right in the nuts! That was beautiful!
So we start this session half a bag down. Now on a mission to get unstuck. Mentally though, we are happy with our call. Picking up Jack 10 off in the big blind, we defend versus an under the gun open from a capable aggressive opponent by the looks of it. Flop comes Jack 8 for 2 clubs. It goes check call. Turn is a 7 of clubs, so I check now expecting him to slow down. This card better for us, but he bets again and pretty big, 50 into 71. I think we have to call one more versus this opponent who is capable of bluffing. We of course also hold the 10 of clubs. I also expect him to slow down with his bluffs on the river after we call this big bet. So onto the river, which is a brick. I check it over and he thinks for 10 seconds before announcing he has king high, and we take this one down.
But I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. One more time, guys. Oh, Lord. Oh, jeez.
On to king queen of spades. There is a hijack open, folds to us in the small blind. I raise to 40, heads up. Flop comes jack 2-9 rainbow. Not too bad at all. I check and he checks back, which we love to see, but not as much as we love the 10 of diamonds. Unfortunately, we think he is capped. Despite that, I get greedy and bet 60 into 83, which exploitatively I think is possibly a mistake, as his range would just be quite weak. He folds and we move on, wishing we check to allow him to catch up. On to pocket 8, middle position opens, we raise in the hijack, big blind cold calls, and we go 3 ways to 6-4-2 rainbow. Checks to us, and I bet pretty big, 60 into 90, perhaps 50% pot is the optimal sizing here, as I think I'm sizing up out of fear when it should be instead to get max value. Anyway, both fold and we make a table check. During the first orbit at the new table, we get dealt Jack 10 of hearts in the small blind. With 4 limpers before us, I squeezed to 25 and only the extremely loose passive lady, who had played every hand since I had sat down, calls. Flop is 2 low hearts and a queen. Pretty happy to c-bet. She calls, 10 of clubs on the turn, gives us some showdown value. I decide to check. She checks back, so I don't think she has much. 3 of diamonds on the river, can see an argument for betting small to target ace high and lower pocket pairs. In fact, I think that's the best play, but I check, I guess, to allow her to bluff, but she checks back and we are good. Big slick first act now. I open and we go 5 ways with the late position and the blinds do about as good a flop as we could have asked for. A dry king high flop checks to me with only 2 left to act. On this dry board, I'm just going to c-bet. The 2 players in position both make the call. Turn is the 4 of clubs. I decide to slow down and both players check back. River is another 7. Now do we just bet to try get called by lower pairs, or do we check to keep their bluffs in? Well, I thought button was someone who might take a punt at it, so I checked and both checked back. I feel like I left with the minimum, and rightly so. I really don't like my check on the turn. I think it's probably a blunder. I think I should have just targeted King X, especially multi-way.
You probably get this a lot. This isn't the real Caesar's Palace, is it?
Moving along, we upgrade to the suited variant on the button, facing a straddle and an open from the short stack on our direct right. I raise to 50 and only the cutoff calls. Flop is what we like to see. King, queen, 8, 2 spades. We see bet small and he calls. Turn is not the best in the jack of clubs. I think he makes a few 2 pairs here, so I check. River gives us the nuts though with the 10 of clubs. He checks and of course we're all in. He's in the tank and eventually decides to fold what he claimed to be 2 pair. Nice fold. Upgrade into pocket ones, straddle on and 1 limp on my direct right. I raise to 30. Only the capable opponent on the straddle calls. Flop comes jack, king, queen, so very good for our range, but gotta be wary of 2 pair combos. But I decide to c-bet and he just calls. Turn is a complete blank. I check for pot control, but also to keep some of his bluffs in. River is the best card in the deck, but at the time I didn't realize this, that we now beat all his 2 pairs. So when he bets 50 into 130, I stupidly tank call, which even if I did realize we counterfeit his 2 pairs, it in hindsight just makes serious sense to tank when I purposely checked the turn to induce and he just bets so small anyway. It's an easy call. What I think it shows is that I'm not fully committed to my strategy, and we apologize for the tank before making the call.
It's frowned upon, like masturbating on an airplane. Thanks a lot, Bin Laden.
We open 9-8 of hearts, go heads up with the big blind, c-bet our open-ended straight draw. Turn gives us top pair. I double barrel to get value from his draws. He just calls, and on the 5 of diamond river, I decide to just check our straight back and we are Gucci. We take down 1 more pot after this hand, netting us a grand total of $0 for the session. We walk away exactly break even. But yeah, this casino is unbelievably beautiful. Just got in a nice little session at the gym. I think first poker we're going to play out today is going to be Bellagio. Guys, the weather here is beautiful. Blue sky, it's not a single cloud in the sky. Oh man.
I wanna see you drop to the beat in the club. Don't wanna see you stop, move your feet, turn it up. I wanna see you drop down and go take a shot.
What is happening, people? That is Bellagio over there.
I wanna see you drop to the beat in the club. Don't wanna see you stop, move your feet, turn it up. I wanna see you drop down and go take a shot. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up.
Oh, just over an hour into the session, we've been bouncing in around break even, and now we pick up the Quigleys in the big blind. Action folds to the cutoff, he raises to $10. We free bet to a standard $40 and go heads up to 8, 3, 4, 2 spades. All in all, a great flop for our hand. Bless him. I think there genuinely might be something wrong with him because he folded over a minute ago. I think we could bet. I think we could check. SPR isn't that high. We could get it all in on the turn quite easily with just double barreling, but I opt to check. My opponent bets just over half pot. We don't mind that. I guess we could call, raise, or maybe just go all in. I decide going all in could just scare him away, but I like the idea of raising to get us pot committed on the turn. I click it to 110. He now thinks a little before jamming himself. Free bets on the flop are usually very strong, but the SPR is low. It's a pretty easy call for us. I call, and this is what happens next.
Take a picture of that shit. What the fuck is going on?
From kings to queens, it folds to us in the cutoff. I open, big blind calls, heads up, flop is ace, king, 3. All of spades though, we have the queen of spades. He checks to us. Probably just a check with our hand, but I do decide to range bet small, and he calls. 9 of spades, we hold the nuts. Now he checks. I bet around half pot, actually a little less, but I do think half pot would have been perfect. He calls. River is the 10 of spades, and he checks to us again. Now I think we can put jack of spades in a tough spot by going big. After we just bet small on the turn, it might look like we're just trying to take down a chop, or it might just look bluffy. So I overbet, and he goes into the tank for 30 seconds before folding. Maybe got too greedy. We move. Moving along to 10-9 of clubs in the hijack button calls. We are heads up, almost 200 big blinds, effective with probably the most capable player on the table. Flop comes 9-5-9 with the flush draw, not bad. This deep, I check to check raise. He does bet pretty big too, 15 into 24. As planned, I raise it to 5th, and after 20 seconds of thinking, he correctly folds. Next, we have king queen off on the button. I open and the blinds call, and we once again flop trips. I bet half pot. Small blind gets out of the way, but the same opponent from the last hand raises us to 50. I think we just want to call. Turn is the ace of spades, and now he slows down. Do we want to check to induce bluffs on the river, which he probably is capable of doing, or do we just try target worse king X and try take those to value town? Although I just don't think he has much king X when he checks and slows down on the turn. Despite that though, I do go for a 2/3 pot bet here and find out he probably had nothing as he snap folds. Pocket fives is getting cracked open next. In the low jack, we receive a call from this small blind who was a younger lad with around 100 bigs behind. Flop comes ace, ace 10, rainbow. No trips for us this time. He checks. I range bet. He calls jack of hearts on the turn. I think now we can apply a ton of pressure on pocket pairs below a 10. Even 10x might let it go. So I go for one last punt at it with a 2/3 pot bet. And after he snap calls, I think we just need a 5 on the river. It's an 8, so he checks. I check back. He takes it down with pocket 6s. Nice hand.
Rough night? Just a whole bunch of mind your own business. We just ride an elevator? Why is it Jeopardy? What the fuck is this bullshit?
King queen off in the hijack. We get 2 callers in the field, and then the capable opponent in the small blind squeezes to 50. This is usually an easy fold. Problem I have here is I think he will be squeezing quite light. I think he has bluffs in there, so I decide to just call, though I think 4 betting is probably a better play here. Anyway, heads up is a good start. Flop comes ace 5 4 2 diamonds. He bets just under 3rd pot, and yeah, I think we just fold, unfortunately. Let's try not to do that again. We have made a table change not too long after we peel the big slick, facing 2 limps and a min click. I bump it to 35. Only the first limper calls. Flop comes 3-3 deuce to diamonds. He decides to donk for 25% pot. Okay, we are probably behind, but for that price, I think the best option is to just call. Turn is magnificent. It's a Quigley. He now down bets to $17 into a pot of 123. It's time to raise. I actually expect him to have a flush draw when he does block bet like this to see a cheap river. So I go to 110 and he goes all in. Was not expecting that. I do ask for a count. Not sure how much he actually has behind here. It's only just over a bill more. So of course we call. River is a queen of hearts. I wait for him to show, and he shows pocket eights. Wow. Nice, nice, nice. Big pot to take down at the end here. But wow, was not expecting that.
Alan, you're the man!
You are too, Phil.
Recording the outro for my vlog. I'm recording the outro for my vlog.
Fuck you want pictures of the room?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have to be in them, but why you want the picture in the room?
Yeah. So that was a session where we went $300 up early on. Was not expecting our opponent to have 7-8 off. I made a few bad decisions in the smaller pots. Dwindled us down about $100, $150, and then we got another interesting all-in from our opponent. Easy call for us, and we binked it on the turn. So yeah, we're just getting lucky in these big pots right now, and our opponents are making some questionable all-ins. That bankroll is building up. Anyway, guys, I'm out. Peace. Thanks for watching.